In today's video, I'll be taking this pre-primed purple canvas and doing something a little evil with it. I had painted it purple off camera to try to inspire a new creative idea. Then I had a light bulb moment. Why not finally paint my resin skull in a video? I wanted to do a skull painting series for a while now, and I just hadn't done it. Then my light bulb moment had a light bulb moment, and I decided to add a fun twist. Why not make the skull into a famous personal character? Someone instantly recognizable from their hair and clothing, and Disney's original princess, Snow White, came to mind as the perfect subject. As we get into the painting process, I'm going to start out and say this video was not what I was expecting. I think Walt Disney may have been haunting me from the grave for what I did to Snow White, as my computer decided not to properly record the footage. I only had this very sketchy footage at the start of the blocking in sketching stages. I was only saved as I had my phone on a slider and was able to record and capture some of what I lost. I was kind of devastated, as this project is actually one of my favorite paintings all year, and I tossed up the idea of not releasing it all. I didn't have the footage, and the video I wanted to bring you was no longer possible. But sometimes things go wrong and you either have to put them behind you or try to find solutions. Here is the thing. I loved this painting so much that even with the footage lost, which honestly was a huge chunk of what I did, I decided to release it anyway. It isn't the perfect genre swap video that I was hoping for, and instead it's a video about overcoming obstacles and being passionate about something. I thankfully at least can show you the more interesting parts of all the detail. I will first start off and tell you what actually went wrong. So I record my footage straight to the computer hard drive. I have a Canon DSLR camera and a Canon point and shoot, and I just record straight to the computer because then I don't have to worry about SD cards filling up, and I can just record for hours and hours and hours uninterrupted, and the files are generally perfect. If you look at any of my other videos, I'm generally sitting at my desk, and what I have in front of me are my two monitors, and I actually can watch to make sure the files are actually recording correctly and just monitor the progress so I know if anything's going wrong. For this video, I was away from the desk. I couldn't actually see the software, so I didn't realize that it was only recording one frame out of every 100. It just wasn't in front of me. It wasn't even a problem for any of the other videos I've recorded on this computer, so it wasn't something I was thinking about. The thing I did different, because I was filming away from my desk, I decided I was going to add in a third camera, which was my web camera. I normally just have the two Canons, and it was just too much for the video card, so all three cameras basically only filmed 1% of what they recorded. You would think finally having three cameras I would have the best footage. I was really excited that I was going to have this extra few angles, but I had lost it all. So I was, like I said before, I was devastated. I had recorded with the phone slider for about an hour. Actually, luckily, I actually forgot that the phone was recording, and I left it on record for the hour, and I got a lot of footage, and I did show that before. It was not actually meant to record for that long, but I'm grateful that I have it. Let's get into the actual fun part, which is the actual painting, the part that I'm most excited to show you. So I was thinking of a few different things in my head. Like, I knew that I couldn't just do the skull. I had to actually include some actual skeletons. So I kind of did a mock-up on Photoshop to kind of have all of it how it would look and how I wanted it to look with the actual animation version of her hair and her clothing. And I considered kind of trying to make her look dirty, like having her clothing look ripped and, just brown on the white collar thing, whatever it's called. And then I decided to go down a different route. Instead of making her look dirty, I decided that I wanted to keep her kind of pristine. I want her hair to look perfect. I want the bow in her hair to look beautiful. I want the white color to look radiant, and I want it to look like Snow White. I don't want it to look like she has been to hell and back. I want her to look exactly like you remember her. But what I'll do is I'll create the contrast in the actual skeleton. I am making that very, very gritty. I want that to be dark, and it's going to be very high contrast because I want that to stand out against her. I want her to look beautiful still. I kind of think this is a little bit like if the prince hadn't come and saved her, maybe this is what she would look like, you know? So I did add some kind of shadows to her ribcage because I think if you're going to actually put some clothing on a skeleton, you'd probably see a little bit of those shapes coming through. So I kind of did that. That was the only thing that I did to the classic Snow White. That was a little bit different, a little bit me. I don't know. I absolutely had the best time painting this because it is such an iconic character and it is fun, and I kind of just really, really love this piece. I don't know why, but this is just, it was just the best thing to do. And I gotta say about the background, by the way, I was inspired by a lot of the Jenna Ortega photos for Wednesday. They have this very purpley blue background that's kind of backlit, so it has this gradient. And I kind of had that in mind when I did that. So you'll see that she's kind of got the lighter blues behind her and it goes darker as it gets to the sides. Jenna Ortega's a bit more purple. This is a bit more blue, and I think the blue works beautifully with Snow White's colours. I've also kind of copied that version or that photo from Wednesday and tried to add a little bit of highlights to her hair, so it's coming from the side, and there's a little bit of highlights on her cape as well. That was kind of my touches. As I said before, Walt Disney may have cursed this project because I also had a lot of issues with the actual oil painting. I used safflower oil and I thought that was a quick drying medium. It is not. It left the painting so dripping wet at the end of each session, which I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to finish it in time to get it out to you guys, but luckily it was pretty much just a little bit tacky the following day, so it did dry okay, but I did switch to a faster medium for the processes after that, which dried a lot better. A little Galcoid light came to the rescue. I love oil painting, and I kind of like finding really clean ways to paint with oils. So I'm all about a lot of the Gamblin products. They're so good because they don't have all those horrible toxins that oil paintings are kind of famous for. They're just beautiful products. They're a lot safer. Now it's on to the reveals. Thank you all of you that have stuck with me on this video. It was not the perfect video. It is definitely not the video I intended to release to you, but I am so proud of this piece. It is so quirky and it has a lot of me in it. I'm also a Disney girl. I grew up in a Disney household, so no disrespect to Disney fans. With this one, I actually wanted to pay homage to Snow White, and I think I did this in a really, really cool way. I am so proud of this piece. Leave a comment if you think I should do a series of different famous characters or people I could do this with. And if you like this content, don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'll see you next time. Bye.